Is it on? Good morning, everyone. Welcome. That's okay. I love to hear you chat. I love to feel your presence in the room. Okay, so maybe a little bit louder, Parker. I'm talking kind of soft today, Joan, so that might be part of the problem. So I'll speak up, and maybe that will help everybody able to hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Yes, okay. So, hi, I'm Kitty Benson. I'm the minister here at Unity. If I haven't met you, we're grateful to have you here today. I'm glad to have Kim Char here with us to lead us in music, and our faithful Mark here who just makes joy come from his fingers. Yeah, grateful. Yeah, this is a big, exciting day for us. We do this once a year, and I'll tell you more about that later. But thanks for just bringing your energy here, and I hope that as we share this time together, check in right now with your feeling. Just see where your feeling energy is. Are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling overwhelmed? What's your week been like? And what did you bring in here with you in this room today? Just notice that, and we'll come back to that later today, okay? All right, so one of the things that lifts us up is music. So I'll just invite you, if you love to sing on your feet, now's the time. Otherwise, stay comfy and let's sing.
Good morning, everyone. I was about to, I was going to make a joke about the mighty highest good duo being here today. But then I thought, no, it's way more than that. We've got the mighty Unity Community Choir here to sing right now. Am I right? Yeah. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good, I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons to me. I like the percussion there, Kitty. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good, I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Oh yeah, and I say yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000 times, yes. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good, I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. And I say yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000 times, yes. Yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000,000 times, yes. Yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000,000 times, yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. There's a lot we can say yes to. And there's probably a lot, yes. I was going to say, there's probably a lot that we shouldn't say yes to. It's that discernment. It's that discernment that we need. And to grow that discernment within us, we think upon the higher things, yes? Here we go. Together, my thoughts create the world I'm living in. The world takes shape in the form I'm giving it. My thoughts create the world I'm living in. The world takes shape in the form I'm giving it. So whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is beautiful in God's sight, whatever is good, whatever is kind, whatever loneliness I find. Oh, I think upon these things. 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 My thoughts create the world I'm living in. The world takes shape in the form I'm giving it. So whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is beautiful in God's sight, whatever is good, whatever is kind, whatever loveliness I find. Oh, I think upon these things. 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 Whatever is pure, whatever is right, whatever is beautiful in God's sight, whatever is good, whatever is kind, whatever loveliness I find. Oh, I think upon these things. I think upon these things. I think upon these things. I think upon these things.
Let's just close our eyes for a moment, bring our attention to our heart space, and notice if there's any thoughts going through from the head to the heart or the heart to the head. Where are my thoughts coming from today? I'll just invite you in this moment to open your mind to a highway to the heart and allow the traffic to come in from the south. And we love you, Spirit. We're grateful for that divine mind that's constantly feeding us the guidance that we seek. It's constantly sending us the love that is for us. And as we think upon those things, we see them expressed freely and fully in our lives. And with that, we can be grateful in this moment. So grateful that we have all that we need. This is the truth of our being. So now we let it be. Amen. And will you help us remind ourselves in even deeper understanding with our words up here on the screen together? There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. The all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
All this good there for us coming our way. And in this moment, we allow that goodness to come in. I allow goodness to come in. I am ready to receive. I allow goodness to come in. I believe, I believe, I believe. I allow love into my life. I am ready to receive. I allow love into my life. I believe, I believe, I believe. Welcome hope. And welcome hope and faith. And welcome love and ways. And welcome hope and faith.
Drinking out of my many unity groups mugs cup. Welcome back to our service in the third dimension. We're also going to be hosting one later today in the fifth dimension, so I'll see you there. Maybe at the same time. I think we'll do it at the same time. I think we can do it at the same time. So right now, just picture yourself. I'm in the third dimension where there's length and width and depth and form and matter and all that stuff we can touch. But at the same time, we are actually hosting a service in the fifth dimension. So say hello to each other again. We speak in the love language there, just so you know. You know, that was one of the most important things that Jesus talked about. Did you know that? When he showed up on the scene, he was all about the kingdom of God. He was trying to get that message across. Now, what was interesting is they actually were living in kingdoms back then. They had kings back then, unlike now. Unlike now. And so to them, when he said the kingdom of heaven is at hand, they thought, finally, our new ruler is here to govern the Jewish people and to oust the Roman government, and everything's going to return back to normal again. And based on his behavior, they assumed he would be the ruler. Not what he was talking about. He actually said, at least we have seen it written in the scripture, my kingdom is not of this world. Isn't that interesting? He was living in the fifth dimension while he was there to be seen in the third dimension. And we don't really speak of the third dimension or the fifth dimension as the kingdom of heaven these days. I think the language, at least folks that show up here at Unity on Sundays, we talk about the spiritual dimension, would you say, or do you have another word for it? The spiritual dimension work? Yeah. So when we talk about spiritual dimension, another favorite phrase that's coming on the scene in the last few years is fifth dimension. Okay? So when I say that today, I want you to think spiritual dimension. Okay? And most of us think, why do I need to bother with that? I'll get there when I get there, when I leave the body. What does it have to do with me now? Okay, let's come back to Jesus. Because he said that that kingdom is here now. It's within us. It's at hand. And it's an opportunity for us to start living in both places. Because as you know, well, maybe you don't, let me tell you today, you're a spiritual being. You're an eternal being, you're an infinite being, and you're having a temporary jaunt in the three-dimensional realm in a physical body. Now, everything about your three-dimensional world is temporary. It will come and go. It's also oftentimes limited. We probably have all experienced at least one limit in this physical experience here in the third dimension. Which is why last week I started this message series looking at being secure in the third dimension, because most of us have a hard time believing that's even possible. You know, from the moment we get up and think, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that, till the moment we laid our head down and said, I told you I didn't have that, I still don't have that. We live in a three-dimensional point of view. But there is a way to experience the infinite here and now, which is why we started last week talking about how to be secure even a three-dimensional experience. Are you up for that? Go back and watch last week's message. It's on YouTube. This week, we're talking about creating in the third dimension. Now, most of the time when we try to create something in our life, we see how much money we have. And then if we can, we go out and buy that thing. Would you agree? Probably the most common way that we create stuff. We get the money and then we buy it. If we don't have the money, then we try and talk somebody else into giving it to us. We might even barter. Anybody here barter? Okay, yeah. So we trade services in that way. We've been, for the last 20, 30 years, looking at the internet to see if it can help us get our stuff. What's the most recent thing that we do? We ask AI, artificial intelligence, what we should do, how we should get it. Yeah? It comes up with some pretty funny answers. Give it a try. Can't guarantee that it's telling you the truth, but it's just a thing that we're doing now. And then some of us think of the thing that we want and just give up because we don't see ourselves as creative. I don't know how, I don't know what. And if you've been here for any length of time, you know that's not true because you're already creating all the time. I want you to take a minute and just assess your life. It's kind of a big thing, I know. Assess your life and consider, I'm responsible for that. I created that. Wherever I am right now today, I created that. Nothing gets past me. Even if it looks like there's outer experiences coming at me and they're responsible. You know what? That's one of the reasons I think why people don't hang in very long at Unity. There's very few of you. You are the few. You are the chosen. Who have decided to take responsibility for your life. So I applaud you for that you are taking responsibility for your life. So you may not know this about Unity, but we don't pass it off on blaming God or the devil. It really is up to us as to how we're creating our experience. And the reason that we know that this is happening all the time is that this third dimension that we live in is coming out of. It's literally like being birthed out of the fifth dimension. And in the fifth dimension, it's all about spiritual laws and principles. And the number one principle that's at work all the time is we create what's going on within our consciousness. Our thoughts, held long enough, create beliefs and feelings, and next thing you know, you're creating in your life. Whether you want it or not, whether you know it or not, you're creating in your life. And the good news about that is it doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't matter how much money you make, if you have a job or not. Even if you're retired, you're creating. So yay, good news. Question is, are you paying attention to what you're creating? I want you to think about the state of our world right now. And that in the third dimension, the Straits of Hormuz might be closed. We might not get fertilizer this year. Or the war could continue. It's stopping, it's starting, it's stopping, it's starting. Stock market, it's going up, it's going down, going up, going down. These things can continue to happen in this third dimensional world. Rulers can argue amongst themselves. We can experience world problems like hunger and fire. But I want you to consider that even in the midst of these three-dimensional problems, deeper and encompassing those problems is a dimension of spirit that is not limited by that in the least. And if we can learn to be in that spiritual dimension most prevalently in our mind, in our heart, we can be above the problems that the third dimensional world wants to give us. You believe that? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to take that one question home. Do I believe that? Because each time we read the news, get on the internet, hear a story from someone about what's going on, if you find yourself going, then you don't believe that. That's where we're headed. That's where I'm asking you to head. We want to believe that, and I know how hard it is because, man, this third dimension is tough. Remember what last week we talked about it being the obstacle course, right? Now keep in mind you chose to come to the obstacle course. We'll talk more about that. But this is a law that's been, sorry, just had a thought. That's none of your business. This law that kind of governs all of this, about whether we're above it or in the middle of it, is something that I have heard about pretty much all my life. I'm going to show you here on the screen all the different ways that human beings describe this law of thinking and believing and feeling and creating. So probably one of the early thoughts that I heard in my late teens, young adulthood was the power of positive thinking. Anybody hear that term? Yeah. So it's all about if you think a positive thought, you're more likely to have a positive outcome, right? That's been going on for decades at least. How about this one? Be careful what you wish for. Yes, same thing. It's always about that law, because if you wish strongly enough, then that means you're in the process of creating it. Now, why should you be careful? Because what you're wishing for may not actually be serving you. But hey, if you got the energy attached to it, then you might see something show up that you weren't really wanting. Here's one, I think, you can correct me, but I think it was Napoleon Hill. That which the mind of man can conceive and believe can achieve. Same thing, right? I used to be in direct sales early on in my career, and we studied Napoleon Hill and Zig Ziglar, and it was all about that. All we have to do is conceive it as an idea and believe in it, and we can achieve it. Anyone heard that one? Okay, all right. Even the medical industry has gotten into this game with the placebo effect. Yes? Where doctors actually give you a pretend pill and tell you that it's going to cure everything, and it does. Why? Because you believe that it's going to cure everything, and it does. Has nothing to do with the pill. I've even heard them say, we're going to cut this person's knee open, but we're not really going to do anything to it because we can't really fix it, but we're going to cut it open, we're going to tell him we fixed it, and everything's great, and he's going to start walking, and he does. Have you heard that story? Absolute. All right. Another one kind of in the medical field is the mind-body connection. This is entering more into the psychological field, but that basically stress, they've decided for the last couple of decades, maybe 3 decades, stress is one of the number one causes of illness. What's stress? It's a thought. It's a thought you hold long enough that creates a negative feeling because the thought is negative. Negative thought, negative feeling, negative belief that gets established. You're radiating at that energy level, and as we say in Unity, thoughts held in mind produce in their kind. We'll get to that in a minute, but here's another one that science uses. There's the law of cause and effect. That what we see as an effect in the physical world started with a like cause. They have to have the same signature, so to speak. And that's what we call that if we become this energetic signature, that thought and its signature held in mind long enough produces after its kind. Unity has a name for this. No, it's not the law of attraction, but that 100 years before, Unity saw it as what they called the law of mind action. So basically, what is going on in your mind is a law unto itself, which we're describing as we speak. Now, we didn't make that up in Unity. New Thought didn't make that up. Emerson did not make this up. The earliest that I think I've heard is from Buddha, which was before Jesus, but then Jesus came along and said this over and over again, let it be done to you as you believe. Your faith has made you well. And then from the Old Testament, that which I feared has come upon me. If you know anything about Job, he had a rough life, and he blamed it on his fears. What are fears? Thoughts, beliefs, which create energy in the being, and we attract in like kind. So this is not some kind of a hoopla thing that the New Thought movement has dreamed up. It's a divine law that has been, I think, present and expressing itself since the beginning of the universe, and then beyond that in the fifth dimension. I'm sure that's how the fifth dimension is creating too. As a matter of fact, heard many near-death experiences where they would say, you think a thought and it's instant. You don't have to wait a few weeks for it to show up. You think a thought and you're there. You think of something in the spiritual dimension where you want to be or see, you're there instantly. So the law's working there too. They have kind of a, they're in charge, let's just put it that way. They're in charge of what we're experiencing here. So our focus today is about just becoming more and more aware of what we're thinking chronically. It's not going to be like, I see a pink elephant in the room, kabum, not that. But when you continually hold that same thought over and over again, good or bad, it settles into the subconscious as a belief, and as it settles in there, it starts to generate a feeling that matches it, and voila, here we get it. So, because I like telling this story, even if you've heard it before, too bad, but you might be new to this, this is the perfect time to tell it. I scheduled a vacation in South Carolina. Never been there. Posted it on my Facebook page. A friend of mine who lives down in that area wrote me back, and she had sent a picture of an alligator sunning itself. She said, okay, good, Kitty, they'll be ready for you. And I texted her and I said, are you telling me there's alligators down there? Oh, yeah. I see them on my walks at lunchtime every day. And I immediately went into fear mode and a little bit ticked off that my whole vacation was going to be ruined by alligators. So first thing I did was I started to read about them. Went online, checked out how fast can they run and whether or not they can climb stairs. Because I needed to know how to protect myself. And there's a good chance that they were going to outrun me. They can run faster than a horse in short distances, just so you know. Yeah, exactly. Then I started asking people, do you know anything about alligators? Oh, did you just hear the story on the news about that woman that got bit and chewed up by an alligator? No, but thanks for sharing. Okay, so now I really need to be prepared. So I've got ideas about what they look like, about how they behave, about the potential death awaiting me on my vacation. And the day that I got there, I had rented I guess it was a condo, and it was on a waterway. I literally came in, hauled my stuff in the door, left it there, walked to the back sliding door to go out on my deck, because my whole thing is about the outdoors. Come out, look at the waterway, looking. There, in my backyard, was an alligator waiting for me. I kid you not. So truly, there's videos on my Facebook for like 2 or 3 years ago. Take a look. But my point is, I became alligator in my energy. Do you see how I did that? Do you see how much I thought about it? Not only thought about it, but backed it up with information enough to now believe in it, and also started to feel the energy of the fear, right? Now, if I'd looked at it and thought, oh, no chance, and not even thought about it again, probably wouldn't have been there waiting for me. But in this particular case, I was basically, alligator. And there he was waiting for me. So I just kept one eye on him the whole time I was there. That was really fun. Yeah, and this is just an example of how we use the law against ourselves. So I'm saying this knowing that you can prove me wrong 1,000,000 times over, but I'm telling you that this divine law can overcome all the 3D problems that this world can offer. I promise you that. We are not limited as spiritual beings to this 3-dimensional world. And just as we can, what we fear come upon us, we can also move into what we're grateful for comes upon us. Wouldn't you rather have that? Doesn't that feel so much better? Yeah, our feelings are telling us what it is we're believing exactly. Think about it. What is it you want right now? Is it the new job? Is it more money? Is it a new relationship? Is it better health? Whatever. You got it in mind? When you think about that thing, how do you feel? In other words, do you feel hopeful, excited, enthused, expectant? Or do you feel doubtful, worried, angry, upset that you probably won't get it? That just tells you where you are on your belief scale and whether you are creating what you want or creating the lack of what you want. So this is simple law of mind action working all the time, and those feelings are choices that we're creating based on what we're choosing to think. Thoughts held in mind produce in kind, okay? If this law is new to you, it may be hard to take charge of those thoughts. If you're not used to doing it, then you hear me talking about this, and day one, you go out the door and you've already, in your mind killed someone or wish they were dead, or, okay, no, you're not that bad, I'm sure. But you know what I mean. You're focusing on something and assuming the worst in the situation. And you go, whoa, that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing to get a hold of if you're used to thinking that way. So I get that. And at that point, sometimes the newcomers to this law start to fear the law itself. Do you know what I mean by that? Oh my God, I can't control my feelings, and therefore I'm creating things that I don't want. Help me. Now, I have absolute proof of this. My mom, when she was alive, was a moderate Baptist. I was a raging fundamentalist Christian. And we actually studied almost the exact same version of this law. We called it the faith movement. And to us, it was all about believing and you shall receive. Believing and you shall receive. And it was all about what we said with our words. So words were powerful and important. So me being me, I started to preach to my mother when she came out for a visit in California. And one of the things I talked to her about was, just being more careful with our words. Just talk about things that you want versus what you don't want. Hey, sound familiar? So we separate. She goes in her room, I go in mine. She's getting ready for something that we're about to go experience together. She comes rushing into my room. Kitty, break the hex. And I said, what the heck are you talking about? She said, I just said something negative and I don't want it to happen. So she's got this fear of the law, so to speak, and is afraid that it's going to be working against her. So that's not the point of the law, is to punish us or to taunt us. The law was designed to provide our good. Hallelujah. The law that was my fundamentalist Christian coming out there. We are here to use it to create. Now, I want to talk about two different ways that we can approach this. And the first one, the metaphysical version of creation, is very much a fundamentalist approach for unity, so to speak. In that, especially when we first learn about this law, we're all about creating. Oh my gosh, I can create anything I want. Let me get the list out. And we just start writing down. So I'm tired of this job. So I think I want to move to Hawaii, and I want a new job that does this, and it works for this company, and I have this position, and I make this amount of money, and I have a house with a view, and I have no neighbors at all, and I can basically live the life that I absolutely love, and then you just go on with more details. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that's fun, and I'm all for that. But if we haven't practiced this much, it's kind of hard to maintain your faith that all that is possible if you've never had that before. If you've never created in that way before, it doesn't take long before you're kind of sinking back down into the three-dimensional universe with your thoughts and thinking, that's not going to happen. There's no way that I'm going to get that. Not with the economy the way it is, or not with the job market, and we start coming up with all these excuses about why it won't work. So that's option one, and it's fun, and you know what? The other thing about that is the universe, it takes it a lot longer to put all those things together, those pieces together, for it to manifest. So you can do it, and if you can stick with it as far as your consciousness goes, I say have fun with that. And in my old age, I have come to this preference when it comes to creating of just what I call the mystical version of creation. And the mystical version for me is creating from a higher perspective. And this means living in 5D consciousness. Just living in 5D consciousness. What do I mean by that? I mean totally focused on the fact that the spiritual dimension is here, present in the midst of everything and in me. When we think about what Jesus said, to be in the world, but not of it. That's 5D consciousness. And our goal here is to know so deeply in our heart, it's a solid belief in us, that our natural feeling every day when we get out of bed is to be at peace, to be enthused about what's ahead for you for the day, to greet every person with a state of allowing and acceptance for who they are, to think a thought, have a desire, give thanks for it, and move on, because you know that this loving universe is ready to prepare it for you. As Jesus said, God knows our needs before we even ask. So we just need to get it on our radar with a desire, which, by the way, spirit is the one that brings it into our awareness. The desire comes up from spirit if we're open. Give thanks for it, let it go, and trust that it's now the universe's job to show me what to do next. Now, there's going to be signals, there's going to be intersections with other people and relationships and divine ideas popping into your mind and provision after provision. But first, you have to be at an energetic level that is aligned with your spirit, your higher self, which is never in fear, it's never in worry, it's never in doubt, it's never in upset, it's never in impatience. It's just God is good all the time. And I'm looking forward to this, and I don't have to keep track of how long it takes or how much it's going to be. All of that can be provided for me. That's living in the fifth dimension in a three-dimensional world. Does that make sense? Yes. So instead of getting busy looking at the things, keep yourself focused on what God is. Now, I love how Brandon West says this. He said, you're a vibrational being. The frequency that you radiate with your emotions and thoughts is matched by the universe. That's the universe's job, to just basically mirror back to you what you're being. We receive energy, thoughts and emotions, from the universe at the level which we are conditioned to receive from. This is why it's an attractive universe, which means you have to be radiating the energy of that which you want to be, okay? So he says, in other words, at the level we are perceptually tuned to receive. That's how the universe responds. Just check in with you right now and say, how am I radiating right now to the universe? What am I radiating? How am I feeling? What am I believing? What kind of message am I sending out to God's good? God is, when it comes to this, God is neutral. I mean, God can only do for us what God can do through us. And when it's written in the scripture something like, the sun will rise on the evil and the good, it means it's treating everybody the same. The law works the same for everybody. He says, if we habitually live in a negative mental world where you perceive suffering, stress, scarcity, and the like, you are only available for those same energies from the universe. But if we start to cultivate love, kindness, inspiration, then we tap into much higher levels of universal consciousness and thus download information directly from the field, let's call it from the heart, in ways that we never thought possible. This is why I can say we don't have to be affected or limited by what's going on in the three-dimensional world if we can live in 5D consciousness. So what if we wake up every morning and put something by your bed that will remind you to do this, to wake up every morning and recognize, hey, I'm having a new opportunity to recreate my energy. If today didn't go, or yesterday didn't go so well, good. Today, I start again. I choose again how I want to radiate today. And rather than focus on the list that you have to do today with angst, how about focusing on the divine power of joy for no reason? Rather than say, I'll be happy when my stuff shows up, we go to, I am happy now. And therefore, all things work together for my good. Focus on spirit. Find that feeling in you that knows what spirit is, which is basically freedom. That's a feeling, a belief that few human beings live from. Even if you live in a free country, you still believe that your job or your money or your health or the doctors have power over you. So what if you laid in bed until you got to an energy of freedom and that everything you experience today comes from that consciousness of freedom? That's moving you up into that higher vibration. Now you are in tune. You got the right frequency on the radio, so you can start playing the happy songs instead of that wicked old woman took my dog and my truck. Not that we don't like country music here. So we're making energy our priority, and notice that when you get up and get out into the world, when you get up and get out of unity today, recognize, hey, this 3 dimensions that I'm moving through right now in this moment is actually here to give birth to my desires. Now, most of you think it's here to give birth to all my problems, but every problem that this 3D universe brings up for you, it's an opportunity to show you what your desire is instead, the preference instead. That's where that catalyst comes from that makes you want something better. That's where your soul grows and evolves. A chance to create something from the 5th dimension instead of this which I'm experiencing that feels kind of slow and heavy to me. That's our option. So, what outpictures in your day is going to depend on where you are in your consciousness, in your feelings, in your thoughts, what you're radiating. And it's completely up to you to decide where you want to be in that consciousness today. Go back to one of the scriptures that I love most from the book of Acts. In God I live and move and have my being. What could possibly go wrong? Well, that's true if we're in the 5th dimension. Let that thought lead you from morning till night. Is this making sense? Yeah. not necessarily easy, but that's a thought you can change too. What if you got up every day and said, it's easy for me to live in the fifth dimension? It's easy for me to be focused on spirit. Okay, just that, just start with that. That's simple, right? Okay, one thing that I'm gonna actually offer you is an opportunity to paint your energy so you can see it, put it up front, right there for your eyes to see, therefore your mind to take in and be reminded. And this is literally something that came out of 5D in my car a few days ago, and I just gave birth to it, like, got on the phone with Inez, and I was talking to Val. Val's gonna help me with this. So Saturday, May 16th, what I'm gonna invite you to do is come in here and we're gonna give you 11 by 14 canvas. I'm gonna provide all the paints and the brushes. And what I want you to do is paint the energy that you wanna live from, that you wanna be. Okay, now it can start with where you are right now, and then you see it transition, which I think makes a perfect subject for our new gallery exhibit, which is, it's right now sunrise to sunset, but it could be sunset to sunrise, who knows? Yeah, and we're gonna give you a chance to hang it in the gallery for a while, and then you can have it and take it home. You don't have to put it up there if you don't want to, but my point is, this is an exercise that has nothing to do with literal body, literal thoughts, doesn't have to be, numbers or words, doesn't have to be literal pictures of you or your life. It could just be color, kind of like what we see up there. Or it could be all numbers for all I care. I mean, it's up to you. What does this new energy look like to you that when you see it, you go, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and look at that and be that, okay? So if you're interested in doing that, Susan can sign you up today at the table out there. You can get to it online at our website, unityinnaperville.org. Happens here, it's local, there's nothing on Zoom. So sorry for those of you watching online, but if you can, fly in, come on by, okay? Now, what I wanna finish with is a meditation that will help us just move into this state of fifth dimension. You wanna do that? Let's do that. Oh my gosh, did I put my microphone in my tea? That'd be bad. Or it could be good. All right, let's take a minute to just close our eyes. Take a breath. Just allow your body to be the first line of feeling that you're experiencing right now physically. Just scan down through the top of your head, down through your toes. Anytime you bump up against something that feels tense or painful, limited in any way, just breathe as if you're breathing a healing, relaxing light into that area. And as you finish with your body, just notice what your thoughts have been like this past week. Is there something in particular that seems to be dominating how you're thinking? Could be something that's feeling heavy or limiting. Could be something that you're excited about. See if you can get a handle on what that is. If it's uncomfortable, ask your heart, what would I prefer instead? Don't have to know all the details about how to make it happen. Just maybe get to a result that feels good. You don't even have to know how it's going to express itself, except that I prefer it this way, and I prefer to feel comforted, relieved, hopeful, for this meditation, let's stay focused on how we would like to feel in our life, in this situation. When it's all said and done, how would I like to feel? Perhaps it's vitality in the body. Perhaps it's accepting and allowing in a relationship. Perhaps it's grateful that all is well. Perhaps it's satisfied or even eager because you're ready to take the next step. Just move into that feeling as if nothing else mattered. Move into that feeling even before anything changes in your life. I can be joy because in spirit I already am. I can be peace because in spirit there is nothing working against me. I relax in this moment knowing that my true reality is not of this world. And yet, I can know that reality in this world. I open my heart to that. I open my mind to that reality. I open my body to that reality. And in that knowing, I'm grateful that all things work together for my highest good. This is the truth of my being, and so now I let it be. And so it is. Amen. I want to do one more thing today before we finish the service, and that is to introduce some people to you who have made the decision to become members of Unity. And today is the day that we welcome them and bless them. And I'll just invite you, whether you're a member or not, it doesn't make any difference. I'll just invite you to open your heart to them and bless them with the good that is already present in their life and what experience they will have in their future spiritual growth here. We see that as good as well. So when we talk about becoming members here at Unity, these people just seem to resonate with what we teach here. These are folks who listen to the teachings and go, you know what, that fits for me, and I'm more interested in learning more about that and applying that in my lives. And when they discover that Unity is speaking to their heart and that they're resonating with those principles, they may come to that point where they want to make a deeper commitment to spiritual growth, as that is what we do here, is to grow spiritually. So it's not required to become a member to enjoy everything that we offer here on a regular basis. It's just that when they commit to membership, as they hopefully remember from our membership class, that becoming a member doesn't mean you all of a sudden get all these perks. It's more about becoming a steward of the community that matters to you. And we're talking about something that are not only our ideals of being a member here, but a commitment to just make a committed amount of time to your spiritual growth. And if that includes being here every week or watching us online, that is something they've decided matters to them and will help support their spiritual growth. They're making a commitment to serve you, to volunteer some time once in a while in some type of project to help support you. They're also committed to giving financially to serve you and to help make it possible for everything that we offer here, and to live in love and integrity with you. So it's an opportunity for each one of us to step into this role as member and basically become a caretaker, a supportive system to allow Unity in Naperville to continue doing what it's doing on greater and greater ways. So I'm going to call our new members forward here. I'm going to ask you to push this chair out of the way and come line up here on the stage. Mary Carr, Mary Garnack, Marcia Gerson, Debbie Kermeen, Chris Novak, and Sanjay Shah. And I'll just offer today that Debbie Kermeen had to be out of town this weekend. And also, I'm going to ask all of you right now to hold Chris Novak in your heart. You may know Chris, you may not, but her daughter reached out to me early yesterday morning to let me know that she was in the hospital and they wanted prayer. And it's an opportunity for us to move our consciousness into the fifth dimension for Chris. Just lay your hand on your heart, and as if you're laying your hand on her heart and allowing our hearts to connect with her. And we're trusting that in spirit, she is in charge and she knows what is for her highest good here. And so we just simply send her that light and love that supports that process in her, trusting that this unfolds according to her highest good. And we're grateful, Spirit, that you and the care team and her family and everyone involved is supporting her in this process. So thank you for that, and so it is. So what I do here is I bless our members. I anoint their palms with oil. I think this is myrrh. And the right hand is blessed for the spiritual work ahead, and the left hand is for any physical work that might be involved in their spiritual growth. I use the symbol of the circle in their palm to just remind them of the very nature of God. Have you probably heard that God is a circle whose circumference is nowhere, we can't get to the edge of God, and whose center, the fullness, is everywhere. We also look at that circle as a symbol of God as our center and our source, and that just as that circle has no end, neither does God. So that's what we'll be sharing with them right now. And if you just kind of hold that thought for them, that they're expressions of that divine circle and here to grow and evolve in that circle, I'd appreciate it. Mary, may the power of God flow through you with love and wisdom, and may you know your infinite potential in this decision. I'll just invite Jill to come forward. We have a gift for you. And I'll also ask you to say words that bless them up here on the screen. Let's just wait till they aren't distracted, can fully receive. Let's say these words together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we hold the light in you. Thank you. You may be seated. I got you both. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for your love. That's sweet. And we'll finish up by just inviting you into our time of giving with our tithes and our love offerings. And I know that many of you give online, and we're grateful for that. There's a card out front, right at the front door. If you want to tangibly give today, you can put that card in the offering. It basically just blesses your automatic giving as well. And if you're watching online, we appreciate your gifts just as much. We use them just as much in wonderful ways here at Unity. So if you felt supported today, we invite you to support your spiritual community by going to unityinnaperville.org. Click the donate button. Or if you'd like to write checks, you can send it to our P.O. Box 9733 in Naperville, and the zip is 60567. I'll invite our ushers to come forward, and let's just sing this blessing as we are giving. Thank you.
For all that I have, I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all. So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Melinda, are you coming? Oh, there's a conflab. Loaves and fishes, come on up. Who's got, come on. Bring it all. All right, here's our words up here on the screen. Another opportunity to give love from your heart. Let's say them together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. Thank you. Okay, and Steve is doing our announcements today.
Hello. Good morning. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Steve Landry, and I'm here to give the announcements, the happenings at Unity. And let me just say that we see in our third dimension, but we feel that fifth dimension, and I'm feeling it today. So if you're here for the first time, whether online or in person, welcome. We welcome you. We've all had a first time here. I remember mine 13, 14 years ago, and I'll be forever grateful for that day. So thank you. So, newcomers, if you're here in person, there's an orange registration card, and if you'd like to be notified of those happenings every Tuesday and occasionally on special occasions, please fill this out at the door and leave it on the table, and we'll inform you of upcoming events. And if you're here online, you go to unityinnaperville.org, and you can fill it out there, and we'll stay in touch with you. So, on to what's happening this week. Instead of looking at my phone, I'm just going to look up there. So this week we have foam recycling collection at Unity on Sundays through April 26th. Please bring in your recyclable foam. Please clean it of any food, and we'll put it in the closet over here. Monday Morning Metaphysics meets every Monday at 10:30, and they're studying the book. I guess I should look at my notes, huh? We're studying the book. Oh, it doesn't say. Eye of the Storm. You can jump in this class any Monday. I've done it, and it's amazing. They read and then study what they've read on that day. Sisters in Spirit is meeting online this Monday at 6:30 p.m. Please join them if you'd like. Mexican Train Domino's game night at Unity. I love the game nights. It's this Friday at 7 p.m. Please bring $2 in cash for the pot and bring a snack to share. Do you have a birthday in May? Please send in your photos to admin@unityinnaperville.org by Thursday. We'd like to have fun with it. Send in a picture of you young and we'll sing happy birthday to you next week at the service. Our prayer chaplain today is Carol Gadball, and she'll be available to pray with you in the prayer room. She'll be standing outside the prayer room after the service if you'd like. For details or special instructions on all of our events, please read the event calendar at unityinnaperville.org or see the e-news on Tuesdays. So thank you very much. It says that Deb DeSandro has an announcement to make about Sisters in Spirit. So thank you, and thank you all.
Okay, if you like to read, if you like to write, or if you're going through a difficult situation right now and you wonder if there's a way out, Sisters in Spirit would like to invite you to our meeting. It's open to everyone, every gender, tomorrow night at 6:30 because we have a very special guest. Some of you may know Marge Orchard, who is an author and a Unity teacher. For over 20 years, she's been a teacher of Unity principles at the Unity in Fox Valley and now in Fox Valley, Rockford. And she has written her memoir, a 3-book memoir. She just published the final book, and this one is A Door Closes, Another Door Opens. And her stories are just filled with an understanding of you go through difficult times, you might have a difficult childhood, how she overcame and how she found resilience and her faith in these stories and in her life. And I'm excited about it. So all you have to do is look at your e-newsletter and you'll see the link because it's going to be just on Zoom. So after dinner, you just hop on and listen to Marge read her book. And I think also if you don't have the link, you could ask me or go to admin at Unity in Naperville and they can send you the Sisters in Spirit link that way. And on our event calendar on the website. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. I hope you make it.
Want me to shout? There we go. Hi. So today is our annual meeting. Hey, we only do this once a year. It's a good opportunity for you to connect with Unity and see what's been going on for the last year and also where we're headed in the future. Most importantly, it's your chance to chime in and answer a couple questions for us because it's going to have an effect on where we go next here at Unity in Naperville. And even more fun than that, there's free food. It's all out front, whether you brought a dish to share or not. We really do loaves and fishes here, and there's always enough. So I hope you can stay. A special shout out to those who are members and are voting today. It's also, this time, we haven't done this for 3 years. I can't believe how fast 3 years has flown by, but it's time to renew your membership again, which is something we added to our bylaws a few years back. So if you're a member, please stop at that table back there in the corner, pick up a membership renewal ballot, and if you decide, you know what, this place is not for me anymore, after Kitty's message today, I'm out of here. You should still fill out your name and say, no, I don't want to renew my membership. And that's all you do, and you put it back in the basket. Otherwise, make sure all your contact information is updated with a yes checkbox and leave it there in the basket for us. And that'll save us postage so we don't have to mail you, okay? So please remember to do that today back there at the table. Also, members, you may have brought your ballot from home. Hang on to that, and we'll receive them during the meeting. If you didn't get your ballot or you forgot it, check in at the back table, and they'll check you off the list and give you a new ballot, because we just are so easygoing here. Okay? So, lots going on today. Thank you for your energy, your presence. The next thing after the service ends is that we need help setting up the tables in here. It goes really fast, and we'll have a little map up here on the slides for you to show you how to do that. So if you can help with that, great. Otherwise, go out and get in line, get your food ready, and come back on in here and we'll get started. For now, we're going to finish with one last song, and then we'll do a closing affirmation. Will you stand as you're able?
Let's go forth this week. Anchored to our source, our power. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything. Oh, joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything. Say amen. Thank you, God. You give me everything. Oh, that I need.
Whoops. Can I have those words back, Cindy? That is fifth dimensional thinking. It's that simple, okay? That can be part of our work this week. Let's speak these closing words together. I am infinitely connected with the creative power of the universe. So how you want to use it this week is completely up to you. Sorry, no devil involved. All up to you. You guys, normally I would say, hey, hang out and get to know each other, but let's do that at lunch. Either help set up the tables or come get your lunch. Thanks, everybody.
This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me.